Page 10, for even fingers. This is a daily workout little thingy they want to give you. There are thousands of finger workout thingies. I prefer to use the scales and the arpeggios. At this level, just scales for this. But these can be a lot of fun. I mean, it's not like, oh, you shouldn't use them, because, yeah, they're fine. So I'd like to point out a few things about it if you're going to do it. So in this, it's in common time, no sharps or flats, you're using all the white keys and the 16th notes. Well, don't let it bother you because there's 16th notes all the way through. So all you do is just take it really slow. Up here, you're starting up here. Doesn't matter how fast you go. What is important is that the notes are even. You speed it up later. Here, make sure you got the notes. And then I like this sort of thing because it works both hands. A lot of exercises, they only work one hand or the other. I like them both because when you're working, you got to be able to do stuff in both hands. You can't favor one hand over another and play piano very well. Second line, right hand, you're here. It's the chord. Just very slowly make sure you get these notes. And then the last measure, that's the C major scale. If you're doing my scale video on C major, this is a piece of cake. You can already do this. You may not practice it here, you might be doing it down here. It doesn't matter where you do the scale, it's the fingering and all is going to be the same. So that's fine. And the left hand is similar to the right hand, which you've got going. Just make sure they're even. And the last measure on the scale, make sure it's even. Now, you put the hands together. Slowly, try and be accurate with these notes. That is an 8th note in the left hand, so it comes up when you play the E here. And you play the whole thing through there, and then the last measure is that scale. Add the accents. Now, I prefer to do the accents like I do them in the scales, and I explain that in the scale video. You drop the wrist, and you want to feel the beat. Here. Now, why they're not accenting the left hand, I don't know. In my opinion, you should. You should be accenting those G's. In the second line, I think you should accent the first 16th note in each beat. Because you want to feel that beat, and it helps to provide a flow to the music, a feel of flow to the music. It helps to keep the notes smooth and even. Now, a few things to look out for here. Don't play this real fast. Because then you start losing control and things get out of things. And you'll do a lot more damage than good if you do that, because your muscle memory will remember that stuff. So keep this, however fast you got to go, or I should say however slow you got to go to play it accurately and evenly. Speed is not important. Speed comes later. Don't worry about speed. Just get... And I recommend you collapse the wrist on each of these accents. Play with a loose wrist. Don't play with a stiff wrist. On fingers only. Not on piano. No, harpsichord, clavichord, you can do that. Not on piano. Just, I transfer my weight. So I'm just rolling the weight up and down the hand. I'm doing, and the weight is helping me to push the notes down. I mean, the fingers are doing a little bit, but it's really the weight that's doing most of the work. I don't know that we need to play with me on this because this is pretty simple and straightforward, and I've more or less played it. The second line, first measure, not a problem there, but don't take it my speed. Take it your speed. And since we're here, the Carl Czerny, the person who wrote this a long time ago, he has books out on these kinds of things, just all kinds of these little things, and they're fun to play, and I recommend them. Sure, play them through, but don't go try and do them at the metronome marking in the book. That's more for the professional or the very advanced player. You keep playing them slow and even and under control. That's what's important, and that's what I recommend here. Now, a little bit about dynamics. They have a forte at the beginning of this. That's dangerous, in my opinion, because how loud is loud, it's up to you, but when you're doing the, don't overwork the fingers. In my opinion, you can play this at any dynamic. You can play it softly, as well as in the middle somewhere. Make sure you always put in the accents, or play it loud, but don't get carried away with the loud. Don't strain anything. When I'm playing loud, I'm just using more weight into the keys. My hands and arms feel heavier when I'm doing that. Type thing. But try it at different dynamic levels and don't strain anything. But there should be no pain involved in playing piano.